Alright, so today we're going to go over every dry good that you'll want to have in your kitchen, whether you're a cook or you just need to have some shit in your fucking house anyway. So the first thing is lentils. I have a bunch right here of types. And honestly, you don't need to have that many or this many types. I mean, just one's fine. They're a great meat substitute, a good source of protein, fiber, you know, all the stuff your doctor tells you you need. And they also help make a meal a lot more filling and cheap. Also, I put these in here because I didn't have anything else, but I have some split peas and some chickpeas. Same deal. You can turn this into curry or soup or whatever you want, really. Alright, next on our dry goods list is gonna be beans. Like, I have a bunch of them, as you guys can tell. Honestly, to me, all the beans have different flavor profiles, and of course, there's recipes that call for different types, and sometimes you can substitute, sometimes you can't. It just depends. Like, I like using navy beans to make baked beans with. Most of my Mexican dishes have either pinto or cranberry beans. Also my Yacoba beans, but I don't have any with me right now. And honestly, I'm not going to buy them because I can barely fit shit as is. Black beans are more for dishes where I specifically want them to have a flavor. So I should say that they should definitely go with the Mexican dishes too. But funny enough, depending on the region and family in Mexico, people will use different beans. Like in Oaxaca, I've seen a lot of black bean-based recipes. Where my dad is from, you see a lot of pinto beans. And where my mom is from, you see a lot of like white beans, like my Yacoba. So, yeah. And of course, I've seen kidney beans a lot in like Cajun cooking and Central American cooking. So, yeah, this is another big staple. Alright, the next one, of course, is grains. Mostly rice, honestly. I got basmati, which I mostly use for like Middle Eastern and Indian dishes. Quinoa, which I have yet to try. Brown rice for healthier recipes, or if you want less starchy rice. This is basmati too, but it was from another container. Jasmine is normally my to-go-to with most kinds of things, like if I'm just doing like plain steamed rice or like arroz rojo. I did have short grain rice, but I didn't like it because it got soggy no matter how I cooked it. Well, I'm trying this out for some of my other Asian dishes. Hopefully it works. You don't have to have all these varieties. As long as you have some type of white rice and some type of brown rice, you're good, honestly. Now, this type of stuff is what I like to call your texturizers because they help give your food a texture or increase the texture. Baking soda is honestly all used. It can make stuff crunchier or softer depending on what exactly you're trying to do, whether you're baking or frying something. Cornstarch and potato starch fall into the same category. I will say though, potato starch has a stronger flavor. So if it's not really your thing to have a strong potato flavor in sweets, I would definitely recommend using this more for savory food and cornstarch more for sweet food. Of course, you got baking powder, which is not the same thing as baking soda, but it helps make stuff fluffier. And of course, these breadcrumbs, you can honestly get whatever breadcrumbs you want. I just have panko because, like, they make everything crunchier, or they help meld stuff together better than regular breadcrumbs to me. So, yeah, that's it. Alright, and last but not least, your flour. So, depending on what you like to cook, you might use different flours. Self-rising for stuff like biscuits. Bread flour for bread. All-purpose flour for literally anything. I have some rice flour here for my gluten-free people. Mostly because I thought I liked rice flour purposes better than corn ones. But it turns out it was just a different corn masa that I actually liked better. But you can use this for other stuff too. And of course, battering mixes of any sort. I like tempura. You know, but depending on what I make, it might be like a mixture of cornstarch and all-purpose flour. It just depends on you. And honestly, that's really all you need for dry goods. Now, there are some extra things like grits, oatmeal, like dry cereal, like cornflakes, or like pancake mix that you might want. But honestly, everyone's got their opinions on those things. So I would just say settle for the stuff that I showed you.